Fatiha. Selamun Aleyküm. Salatu vesselamu ala Resulullah Muhammedin seyyidil evvelin ve ahirin. Meded ya Resul, meded ya salatu vesselamu ala Resulullah. Destur Mevlana Şablah Fazla Sancı Muhammed Hakkani meded. Tarikatun ve sahba vel hayru fil cemiyye. Allah Azze ve Celle insanı yarattı.
Allah Almighty created humankind.
Onun ahlakı terbiyesi için peygamberler gönderdi.
And Allah Almighty sent the prophets and messengers in order to train and educate and teach humankind good behaviors, good manners.
O yabaniliği kalksın diye
Allah Almighty sent the prophets in order to remove the wildness and the wild character of human beings.
Güzel ahlaklı olsun diye.
And Allah Almighty sent the prophets so that people may be well behaved and have a good character.
Peygamberleri gönderdi. Yabanilik nedir? Yabani ağaç gibi onu tertiplemek lazım, düzenlemek lazım ki işe yarasın.
What does it mean to be wild, to have a wild character? It means similar, like a tree that is wild. It needs to be put into shape in order to be beneficial. Likewise, human beings also need to be put into shape to become beneficial.
Onu yapmazsa nefis insanı kendine bir şey zannetmesi için her türlü şey yapar.
Without putting the ego into proper shape, the ego will make you claim all kinds of things, and in order to claim all kinds of things, your ego will make you do all kinds of things.
İşte Firavun, ben sizin en büyük tanrınızım dedi.
Look at Pharaoh, who claimed to be, I am your greatest Lord.
Demek ötekilerin hepsini ufak ufak tanrılar zannediyordu ki ben büyüğünüzüm.
And Pharaoh said, I'm your greatest Lord, I'm your greatest God. And this illustrates not only himself claiming to be the greatest God, but it also shows that all others were considered minor gods.
Nefis işte insanın nefsi kendini tanrı zanneder.
This is how far one's ego can take oneself. It may even make you claim yourself to be a god.
Şeyh Baba derdi, bu nefis herkese o fırsat verse herkes de aynı Firavun gibi ben de sizin en büyük tanrınızım diye bilir.
And Maulana Shaykh Nazim used to say that the ego, everyone's ego is like that. If anyone's ego had the possibilities Pharaoh had, then anyone's ego would claim, I am the greatest God.
Yani ona imkanlar oldu. Bunlar imkan yok.
And Pharaoh, he had all the opportunities and chances to make such a claim. But people generally, they don't have the means Pharaoh had.
Onun için yapamıyor. Yoksa fırsat olursa nefis herkese o Firavun yaptığı gibi yaptırabilir.
But if people had the means and possibilities Pharaoh had, then everyone would be like Pharaoh and make the same claims Pharaoh did.
Onun için nefsini terbiye etmek lazım.
This is why we need to train our egos.
Şimdiki yaşadığımız zaman bilakis nefsini ne kadar yükselten, ne kadar övsen az diyorlar.
However, we now live in a world where the exact opposite is promoted. People are told it is never enough to praise oneself. It is never enough to be haughty. It is never enough to be arrogant.
Benden daha iyi yok.
It's never enough about saying about yourself, there's no one better than me.
Her tarafta kendini göstermek ister.
People want to display themselves everywhere.
Ne yaparsa millet görsün.
Whatever people do at every occasion, people want to display themselves and what they do.
Sen akılsız adam, akılsız insan
These are mindless people.
görseler sana ne fayda olacak?
What is the benefit of others seeing what you do?
Fayda olmayacak, zarar olacak sana.
There will be no benefit, nothing but harm.
Sen gösterdiğin şeyler, işe yaramaz olan şeyler hem sana kendine nazar olacak.
Those useless things which you display and make others see will be harmful to yourself. People will cast a bad eye on you.
Bela olacak.
It will turn into a curse to you.
Hem başkasına da üzüntü olacak, haset olacak, kıskançlık olacak.
Displaying what you do to others will only make others envy you, make others become jealous of you, or have a bad feeling against you.
Başka şey de yok.
There's nothing else to be gained from displaying oneself.
Yani onun için insan nefsini ne kadar terbiye etse o kadar fayda olur kendisine.
Therefore, the more you train your ego, the better and the more beneficial it will be for you.
Nefsini ne kadar yüceltse, büyütse o kadar zarar olur.
However, the more you praise your ego, the more you boast your ego, the more damage and the more harm you will experience.
Bütün millet sen şöylesin, sen böylesin dese ne fayda?
What's the benefit in making all people say you're this, you're that?
Sen ölmüşsün, gitmişsin, senden bir fayda gelmez.
You're dead, you're gone. There's no benefit coming from you.
Sana da gelmez, sana zarar gelir. Onun için
And people praising you will not be of any benefit for you. It will only harm you.
Allah muhafaza etsin nefsimizin şerrinden.
May Allah Almighty protect us from the evil of our egos.
Gördüğünüz şeylere, kişileri bir şey yaptıklarını zannedip de onlara özenmek.
Don't look at others who display themselves and don't try to resemble them. Don't try to imitate them. Don't try to be like them.
Bir akılsızlıktan başka bir şey değil.
It is mindless. It is stupidity to try to be like those who display themselves.
Akıllı insan kendi hacmini, kendi hududunu bilir.
A mindful, conscious person knows about himself, knows what he's capable of doing, and knows about his limits.
Allah elinde biz zayıf insanlarız. Ne kadar kuvvetli olsa.
And we all are, in the sight of Allah Almighty, weak. No matter how powerful we claim to be,
Yine insan zayıftır.
human being is weak in the end.
Onun için bunu bilmek lazım.
We must know this,
Allah'a kul olmak lazım.
and we must be servants to Allah Almighty.
Allah Azze ve Celle boynumuz Allah Azze ve Celle'nin elindedir.
We submit ourselves to Allah Almighty, and everything about us is within the hands of Allah Almighty.
İstediği saat alır, istediği yere götürür, istediği yere getirir.
Any hour, He may take us anywhere, wherever He Almighty Allah desires.
Allah yardımcımız olsun.
May Allah Almighty be our supporter.
Nefsimize uyup da maskaralık, gülünç bir vaziyette düşürmesiniz.
May Allah Almighty protect us from following our egos and protect us from ridiculing ourselves and making clowns of ourselves.
Bir de onun yolundan çıkarmasın inşallah.
And may Allah Almighty make us to be steadfast in following His way, and may Allah Almighty protect us from going astray.
ومن الله التوفيق. الفاتحة.